Welcome to the Xerex.net explanatory videos. Our topic today: no more time-consuming translation processes, thanks to Xerex.net DTS. This is Mike. Mike takes care of translating information about his company's products into all required languages. Today, the translation of product names, technical documents and other documentation in Mike's company is not based on a conventional translation process. That one worked well in the past, but it took too long to get the translations done. So Mike started looking for a solution to speed up his translation process, and he found it with us at Xerex.net. We'll take a look at that in a minute, but before we do, let's look back at the past. A glance at the conventional translation process as it used to be in Mike's company until recently. The process there was a three-part process. After completing a piece of documentation, Mike exported the data from the authoring system and sent it to a translation service provider. The translation service provider took care of conversion into the translation program, pre-translation, the actual translation, and sending it back to Mike. In this process step, there was always much configuration and project management work to be done. Mike then imported the translated data into the authoring system, took care of the review process. Afterwards, the documentation was published as PDF and as an HTML5 web version. But, as already mentioned, that's how it used to be in the past. And today? Today, the translation process at Mike's company is automated. The communication and configuration work that was previously carried out by the language service provider is no longer necessary. The process control and configuration is now handled by Xerex.net DTS, our data transformation service. Xerex.net DTS is integrated into the corresponding authoring system in such a way that once the information has been completed, translation and publication are started by the author at the push of a button. After a manual or datasheet has been finished, Mike presses the Translate Now button. Then the wheels start turning and Xerex.net DTS gets started. The data is automatically converted into XLIF format, prepared based on rules, translated into all selected languages using machine translation, and terminologically post-edited to ensure that the technical terms are correct. The translation is completed in just a few moments. Mike then presses the Publish Now button in the authoring system and triggers publication, for example on a website, in the Xerex.net IDS portal, or on a service platform. Mike had requested the Publish button so that he could take a look at the translation results before publication. But he is now so satisfied with the good translation quality that he no longer wants to trigger publication manually, but will have DTS do it automatically as the last step. For Mike's company, the translation quality is just perfect in this automated process, in which translation by machine translation engines plays a central role. Good enough is good enough, as Mike likes to say. For those who require more assured quality, for example for security instructions and other critical information, this process can of course be combined with a conventional translation memory-supported human translation process. For the most part, the automated process achieves fast results and can publish information in all required languages at short notice. In parallel, for the part of information that requires higher quality, the conventional TMS process with human translation runs. What about a free call on the subject? We'll talk about the optimal process for your company with a level of quality relevant to you, the associated implementation effort, and the competitive DTS license cost model. Feel free to get in touch with us. Xerex.net. turn your content into power.